Monday night. I was about to say it's fashion night, but for the past few Monday nights, it hasn't been fashion night at all.
Unfashionable.
We want to give you all a break from, our strict rules. So you're welcome.
Just want to leave you wanting more.
More.
Well, tonight is fashion night.
It is tonight.
Yes. And of course, we have Dirk Kennedy and Michaela de Chatillon. How's it going, guys?
And how outrageous does our Michaela look today with her up? Look at that beautiful hair pulled back, that beautiful champagne blouse, the drop earrings, just
there's something about the eye, the makeup above the eye that's different. Am I wrong? I don't know nothing about this shit.
No, you're completely right. I usually don't wear this much like eyeliner anymore, not since years ago.
Boom, lady.
But I decided it's been a while. I want to come back and be polished. So,
well, that you are.
Thank you so much.
Let's do a wrist check. Dirk, what do you got?
Milgauw.
Looking great. Put any more dings in it?
No dings. I wore it to Mexico.
You wore it to Mexico?
I did.
Did you feel suave?
I did. I was lazing around by the pool. Me and Emmett with his sub and me with my Millie, and we were just...
It's the best, right?
Yeah, it
was great.
Cool. Yeah, one watch. Because I was afraid of everything too. Because I'm hearing all these stories about if you bring a couple of watches, they're gonna ask you a million questions, and I don't want to deal with it. So
I wouldn't. I'm not sure I'd leave one in the hotel room. I tend to take them with me, even in Geneva. I was like, I'm taking them with me. You never know. Especially that particular week in Geneva. Can you imagine the amount of guys coming into town and locking stuff in those stupid little safes that are easy to open for staff?
Sure.
So I was like, I was carrying around watches in my pocket. I was going to dinner with people, heavy jacket with watches. Because
in your back pocket.
Maybe you could have gone on the corner and tried to sell them. Watches for sale.
Anyone want a $50,000 AP? By the way, I'm wearing my own watch today.
The turquoise,
the Frollo.
Tiffany Frollo.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I just advertised them on the channel yesterday in that video, and I got a lot of sales. It's crazy. Sales.
How dare you try to sell your own watches?
I know, isn't that? I feel almost guilty. Isn't that weird?
You should. It's fun. You should.
It's a funny thing because there are other watch YouTube channels that have their own watches, and they're all stinking garbage, and they all charge double what I charge, or it's definitely more than I charge.
Well, tell everybody what the retail is and the varieties. Let everybody know.
Yeah,
on this particular venue, go do it.
I think they've already seen it, but let me pull it up anyway.
Yeah. Why shouldn't you?
Sure. In case anybody's interested, I still have some wallets and the ashtrays. There's the watch.
How big is that again? Remind me.
It's a big baby. It's 43. 44 actually. Is it 44 or 43? I can't remember. I put 44 here huge on the site, so I think it's for the bigger wrist. I mean,
if you come out with a little smaller one, I'll get the one with the blue dial.
I'll send you. I have smaller ones. They're not like they're a different thing. They're kind of quartz. So I'll send you one anyway, and they have the Venice flag with the lion.
Oh, very nice.
Them. They're quartz. They're cheaper, but I'll send one over for you.
So are the mini APs.
Yeah,
that's nice.
The frosted APs, right? I love the Tiffany one. I really do. I love it. I think it's beautiful. It really pops.
You like the Tiffany?
I do. I love it. It pops.
It just goes so well with the metal. It just looks so flawless. Yeah, it's very pretty. It feels like the perfect thing to wear in this season too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice summer watch. Of course, they come on rubber and leather. If you buy it on the bracelet, you get all the rubber and the leather thrown in for free. If you buy it on the rubber, you get the leather, and vice versa. So I don't skimp on I throw stuff in for free, kids.
Like Omega used to do.
It's the kind of guy that I am. And of course, it has the Ferre di Prua on the dial, which is this. Yeah, it's the map that you see on the front of every gondola. It's the map of Venice representing all the different Sestiere and the Canal Grande.
But no Lido.
No, Lido is not. Lido is, she's not part of it.
It's like Rockaway.
Exactly. I also have the ashtrays, North Macedonian walnut, between 100 years old,
Wow.
handmade. And I have, of course, the wallets. They come in Barolo and whiskey color.
Barolo and whiskey.
OshinoMaliChannel.com.
Boom.
No, the stuff is cheap because there's so much work put into everything. This is not drop shipping from China, kids. This is nice stuff. I ship the stuff myself, actually. And it's all handmade and put together. The watches, obviously, it's you can't expect a handmade level. But considering it's 300 meters water resistance.
Wow, that's
a beast. So you can take her on holiday and get her as wet as you want and bang the shit out of her. I swear to God, like, this is not a watch that will break very easily. You can take it off your wrist and throw it at the wall and it'll still be running. That's what we wanted to make.
Are you talking about taking the watch on vacation and doing that, or a girl?
I know. I could hear him giggling there.
I know. I was like,
he only thinks about one thing.
so
I
dirty.
wasn't thinking that at all.
I was thinking that.
I wasn't at all.
I tend to call inanimate objects she. Like a ship is a she.
Ship
and
is
a
definitely
plane
a
is
she.
a she.
Cars are she's. Yeah.
Cars are she's.
Yeah.
When I see a beautiful
Millie,
guitar, I'm like, oh,
she.
she's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know,
Of
I don't know
course.
why I say she.
I think everybody does, though.
It's because it's pretty, and I like to call pretty
There you
things
go.
she.
But I think
Speaking
it's
of
funny while
pretty,
studying it. Yeah. Go.
Let's have a look at this. What do you have on the wrist today?
This is a newer piece that I got.
Bulgari.
I mean, the piece is not new. It's circa 2000s, but yeah, it's a Bulgari. And I know we were talking a lot about the roundness of the Bulgari dials, and it is.
Mhm.
It's a perfect circle, but I will say the way that it blends into the bracelet saves it.
Yeah.
It saves it from being just a circle, like the new Bulgaris that we were seeing on like red carpets. Perfect circle, and then like the skinniest little
Yeah, it
lugs,
doesn't
and then,
taper beautifully.
and then a strap. Yeah, it doesn't taper.
Mm.
But this is I'm sorry that my camera is not going to focus very well on it, but this is the Diagonal. It's a chronometer automatic. And
Yeah, that's pretty.
this is a kind of an inspired purchase, inspired by the Bulgari. It was a chronograph in the Saint. And that's kind of like a little shout out to, the late Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah. And Eric got one too, and his is definitely beefier than mine, but I'll show you guys that one next week and I'll make a little video with it. But this is a little saint pin.
Oh, look at that. Do you guys know who the original saint was?
Yeah, the old one. That's the one I know. I don't know the Val Kilmer one.
Val Kilmer made the movie, but Roger Moore
which is
was
fun.
the
It's a
original.
fun
Roger
movie.
Moore was the original one.
Yeah. And I actually got this watch from Federico Talks Watches website, Del Rey Watches.
Oh, Del Rey.
Or Del
Wow.
Rey Watch.
Yeah, Del Rey.
Did you purchase it?
Yeah.
Oh wow. It's
Yeah,
a
it was
new
a very-
acquisition.
Yeah, it was a very easy, simple process, and he was great to work with, directly speaks to you, and yeah.
Wow, shout out to Federico.
Yeah, shout
Oh,
out.
you could have done an unboxing, darling. I didn't. I thought you got it was another loaner that you got there because you've been. Doing
Yeah,
a
it
lot of-
didn't come with all the beauties. It was pretty simple. I mean, it was not like, it's not in new condition. It's definitely used, but still, great deals there.
Great. It's a great size on
you.
you, by the way.
Gubbery is asking about your camera. What happened to your camera recently?
Okay, if you want to know this truth, totally my fault. Okay, 100%. I was just stupid. I put my camera on a tripod on a rock at the beach when I was filming a video. I turned my back and then I heard it smack. There was it was just not on there very safe, and I kind of knew I was taking the risk, but yeah, it fell. It hit a wet rock, so it got water and impact damage. Yeah, I did put it in rice, if you're wondering.
Yeah,
I did, and then I put it I hair dried it for a while.
Were you able to fix it?
No, it's not something that I can fix myself.
You just made this beautiful new video.
Yes, I did, because
with the
I
camera
got
on it. It looked
This is a
amazing. Oh,
new
you got a whole
camera.
new camera. Oh,
Yes.
We got a new camera.
Oh, wow.
I did.
Oh,
It was a really good episode. I watched it last night.
excellent. Really
It
charming.
was so much fun. Madison Crow of the founder of Boundary Layer Studio. I had met him one other time before we, because he lives local, before I did some like promotion for his beautiful straps.
Yeah.
And he actually thought it would be a good idea to do like a longer video together. He was interested in actually like being a part of the video, which for me is always great. I can't get a lot of guests on there. A lot of people don't want to be on camera, but he was great and he's really smart. Has a great sense of humor, and I just think the whole video flowed very well. It was fun.
It did. He's a very, very sweet guy, very smart guy.
Yeah.
And his straps are very high level, kind of bespoke and beautifully tailored. I think he made a very good point that, often with a watch, you need a second or third look to really see the detail and craftsmanship in the watch and on the dial. These are those kind of straps that, at first you take a first glance and then you take a second and you really get in, you see the sort of craftsmanship that's in here. Right now, there's an atmosphere of like Make America Great Again, brings production back to the United States. If you guys really feel passionate about that, why don't you buy yourself an American-made, beautiful, bespoke strap for your watch? They're a little bit pricier, $199.
Quality costs money.
It does. And made in the USA, or I know they're kind of outsourced as well to France and Italy, Loro Piana stuff and stuff like that. But the concept and the intellectual property and I'm not sure about the assembly, but this is essentially an American brand based out of the northwest of America. So why not buy something beautiful? Made in the USA, kids, is always good.
That Chamonix strap.
Yeah,
is
on the
gorgeous.
28th, there will be a new line that's not on the site yet. We actually went over them in my video, but really bright, fresh, summery colors. It's called the Summer Blues line.
Great.
Yeah. So that'll be in a few days. So.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. You got him. I saw your camera at work again. I was like, there it is. Because you get in close and the thing just focuses.
Well,
look,
actually,
the focus is so fast.
At first, I was struggling though because it's a long story, but I had not used this camera before. This was my first time. This is my new camera. So I was struggling with the natural light and getting the focus proper, and I did, but then later you'll see the other watches and the straps. It takes me like so long to get it focused on camera, and I didn't edit it out. So he's talking in the background. Okay.
It works great. I didn't realize you changed camera style or type. But it's working great. It's doing exactly what your other camera was doing. That is, when you lean in, it gives you a lovely focus, and then you kind of pull back and it focuses directly on your face again, which is, I think, pretty crucial to your new style on your channel. One of the funniest moments, by the way, in this whole video was this little fella who showed up on the left here.
Just stuffing his face too. It was so cute.
And staring at the camera the whole time.
He stayed for a long time.
Madison's hand is a little in the way, but there's a little hamster right there. Yeah. Little squirrel.
He's eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so brave.
He runs around a little bit in the background trying to steal the attention from you guys, which I thought was quite funny.
He's adorable.
He had his head in there's like barrels where people put their empty glasses, and he had his entire head in an empty wine glass, like licking it up, whatever he was doing. It was pretty funny. Aww. So he's slightly drunk, having a great day in the sun.
Might have been. He might have had a nice buzz the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Guys, go over and give Michaela a sub. Her channel is growing and growing every day. Great stuff on there. Some amazing watches. I'm looking forward to seeing a review of this new Bulgari.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it really suits you.
And also go over and sub to the Eyebashers, Dirk, Kennedy, and myself on the weekends, on the Friday. Give
the
Dirk a sub. Bashers. He does a show every day almost, except for
every day,
Saturday and today.
Saturday and Monday.
Yeah. So today, guys, we are talking about watches and wonders. I know it's a couple of weeks ago already, but there's a lot to talk about, and I figured we might do like a watch-heavy show, seeing as we're offline for a little bit. What do you guys reckon? Sound good?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Take a look at some watches and see which ones we thought were good and not so good. There's a couple of really ugly ones in there and a couple of gorgeous ones.
That's good, though. That's good. We need the ugly to balance it out.
We may as well dive in at the deep end. I haven't
end.
spoken to either of you guys about the Land-Dweller. How do you guys feel about this thing? I saw it, of course, in person.
Mhm.
I may as well go first scene as I saw it and touched it. I wasn't able to put it on my wrist, but watches are always more beautiful in person, no matter what they are. And I gotta say, this thing is gorgeous. Very, very shiny, very blingy, but very beautiful. People are calling it a PRX copy. It is not that.
Well, the
because-
PRX is a copy of the oyster quartz then, and
Exactly.
et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. But I think it's stunning. I'm not sure about the name. I know it completes the trilogy: Sky Dweller, Sea Dweller, Land Dweller. The problem with that name is it's not as aspirational as the others.
Yeah.
But fine, okay. It's a very, very slim watch. It's under 10 millimeters.
Oh.
Very, very slim. The flat link bracelet and so on. The new movement, of course, which is perhaps the biggest story.
Sure.
At least they're innovating. And I think it's really, really nice. And personally, my favorite is not the steel. The steel looks beautiful. But man, when I saw that rose gold, I was like,
yeah.
that's for me. Let me see if I can find it here. She has one on here, Yuzha Wang. She has the 36 mil with diamonds on. But in rose gold, it's pretty stunning.
Yeah,
the way the white dances against the rose gold is just unbelievable. How you guys feel about it?
I think it's magnificent. And I think it was, they're not going to give us what we want. So they gave us something completely what we didn't expect. And it's slim and beautiful. And it's so dressy. It's a great alternative, to all the people who used to wear Cellinis of the 1908. And it's just, that bracelet is just otherworldly. I just can't. And of course, the open case back, that brand new revolutionary movement. I mean, I think it's a home run. That dial, people are talking about the honeycomb dial. I love it. I was gonna say, I love that dial.
You do? Okay.
I love it.
That was the one thing I'm not sure about, but it's one of those things I feel like if I look at it more, I would like it. But everything else is, to me, stunning. I like
palm fronds. I like a lot. I like when they do these novelty dials. I like the way they look. I think Rolex is always. I love the old one that had the kind of Rolex on them. I don't know what that's called particularly.
That's the Jubilee dial. Actually,
I love that dial. That bracelet is just.
Yeah.
I love that Jubilee dial. I just think it's cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. It looks really good in person. I have a friend who has one, and I did a video with it, but
I'll
bring it back sometime because it looks so much nicer in person because you see the way the light hits all of the different angles of it, and it just changes constantly when you look at it, like move it around. So it's almost like sparkling with the word Rolex.
Yeah, it's cool.
Very vivid, really bright.
I did think that just the 9 and the 6 is weird. I know that there's,
That's the next question.
Yeah, it's not much.
I can tell you that, guys, that in person, this funny honeycomb looking dial is very, very subtle. It comes out a lot more in these illustrations or photos or renders or whatever they are than it actually, that you have to really kind of angle it to see that in person. So it's a lot more subtle is what I'm trying to say. But the big gripe for most people is the 6 and the 9 instead of just doing a nice clean indices all the way around, seeing as they have the date there.
There's not a lot of real estate for them to do, and they went with it. That was a decision. That was a boardroom thing. People discussed it. It's very not. It doesn't have a lot of symmetry to it. But I do like the font that they used. It's cool, and man, the new lume with the open ends. It's just. There's so much innovation that went into this watch. It's very cool.
Gary Smith, Michaela's background is actually real. Dirk's one is not real.
Mine's not. That's a Tom Ford store.
You need the same background. We can all match.
Yeah, well, she can actually touch that.
Whereas... touch them too. Let me touch this suit right here.
So the verdict on the Land-Dweller, how are we feeling overall? We like it in general, or
I do like it.
I like it. I mean, the rose gold one was about 43, 45 grand, right? It's beautiful. I mean, it's an ultimate luxury dress watch for sure. It is.
Michaela,
other
if
taste back.
if money were no object, would you get it fluted or would you get it with the diamonds?
Fluted, 100%. I'm not really into the diamonds that much.
Ah,
Yeah.
I'll
They
tell you
look
one
good on
difference.
that,
If you
though.
do get the diamonds, it removes the 6 and the 9. Look, they become
actually-
even.
I don't think that I mind the 6 and the 9. The reason why is because of where they put that date window. I feel like there should have been something equivalently large on the other side.
Yeah.
And then that Rolex symbol, and then you have it all kind of works out. It's not like perfect, but
Yeah.
I think that might actually be something that becomes like endearing about it.
Yeah.
But I do like the fluted bezel better. I like diamond hour markers. I don't like diamonds around the dial like that.
I
You
see.
like subliminal bling. My original problem when I first saw it was that I didn't like the name plates. You know, like the way the way Omega writes their lettering on, say, the teak dial. I thought that they could have done a better job. It just looks like Rolex, Oyster Perpetual, Land-Dweller, and underneath, you know, a superlative chronometer. You know, they're like placards there. I thought that they maybe could have done it a little bit more subtly. And, you know, listen, it's first iteration. They might do later on. But and like the 6 and the 9, it grew on me and now I don't even notice it. So, and I just, everything about it. I love the bracelet. I love the honeycomb. And I haven't seen it in person. So I'm sure that will make a big difference.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm a fan. I do not mind the 6 and 9 at all. I think people are nitpicking. They're looking for a reason to hate.
Sure.
These guys are on top of their game as always, and there's always going to be haters looking up from the bottom of the mountain, you know.
Into Prep, he says, not for me. Too squarish, too big honeycombs, but respect to those who gravitate to it. Of course, yeah. And that's,
So into Preppy, do you not like the Piaget Royal Oak? Is that too squarish also? Just wondering.
I used to not like those too. Now I love them.
Because that's even more squarish. That has the integrated bracelet like that and so on, but it doesn't have a round bezel. It has, you know, the octagon or hexagonal shape, so it's even more squared off. So
Stephen Manash said he wishes that he could disagree with Michaela on anything because he's starting to feel a little feminine.
Thank you, but if it makes you feel any better, I'm just exceptionally right all the time. You know, it's not a feminine thing. I'm just kidding. That's funny though. Ooh, I like the blue dial.
Piaget.
Yeah.
Piaget. Oh, you like the? Oh, sorry. That was the. Let me quickly show you the blue dial. Why that's the blue dial is because it is the one in platinum, and platinum goes well with this light baby blue.
That's pretty.
Yeah, well,
I like
ice
that
blue
one.
with platinum.
That's my favorite.
65 grand.
Is it your favorite?
That's my favorite.
Yeah, it is luscious, and they changed the knurling on the bezel. I mean, it's less than previous iterations on the date. Just there's what is it, 68 now?
Oh, there are fewer indentations.
Fewer, yeah, they're fewer now to make it more reflective and more bling blingy.
Maybe that's the ultimate one there.
Yeah, that's and it's still not garish. It's not. Doesn't look like
that one's
€120,000.
Yeah. Good luck. All right, let's move on to Piaget. Yeah. Piaget have gone into stone dials. I was looking for their bright blue stone dial one that they were featuring in Geneva, and I couldn't find it on their site. Let me see if I can find this. Seems to be a new line here. What the hell has happened to my other link?
This is very classic, and at first glance, this looks very old lady, but it really is classic, almost Victorian in a way. I kind of dig it. And Piaget, I mean,
yeah, it's simple and looks good.
Yeah, would look great on Old Watch Lady, but she probably has 4 of them already.
Yeah, it's a very Old Watch Lady looking watch, kind of classy.
It is very class, very elegant.
Yeah, that's a pretty lady.
There it is.
There
this is this big stone dial. There's a lot of stone dials this year. I'm not a fan of this television looking style watch. I think they call it the what's the modern artist
TV dial, like an Omega.
Yeah, but it's named after
Banksy,
not Liechtenstein.
The
most famous one of all, Warhol.
Warhol.
Andy Warhol. Yeah.
Oh, really? I don't see Warhol here.
So
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, to me it looks like a television or something.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
agree. It's not my favorite. I will say though that if they seem to kind of go for a look with their watches. Like most of their watches kind of stand out. They're like a look. And I
Mhm.
think this will definitely make you look twice when someone's wearing
Sure.
it.
Especially if somebody wants to rob you. It looks precious. Now, is
Yeah.
that loaded with sapphires on the bezel there?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Piaget would know how to
like
do that.
3 lines of them around.
3 lines of them. And this has got
Now, this one looks
emeralds?
more like a TV.
Yeah, that's hideous,
Unfortunately, this
whatever
is
that third one is.
Instagram, so I can't pause it or anything. But
Yeah.
that one looks more like a television because look at the rim there. Excuse me. There are not they're not stones, which that to me is, I'm sorry, but that's gross. I call that a gross looking watch. I don't know. Like, I'm not into that at all.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of these. I mean, they
Yeah, I wouldn't buy
Piaget
one.
let it do
I do
gemstones.
like these. They're
Yeah,
nice. They're
it's very
cute.
elegant. You see some
Hmm.
beautiful woman in a restaurant and sitting down with that, you're like, who's that? Because it's just
Yeah.
elegance. Really
Agree.
beautiful. Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
Piaget.
Moving on,
That's
there were a lot of perpetual calendars this year. Some really, really expensive ones that nobody can get near or
And
afford.
one really, 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 really great one.
Yeah. We'll get to it, but Frederique Constant, which we never speak about at
No
all,
one does.
made a perpetual calendar for just under $10,000.
That's crazy town.
It's kind of the only one that exists at this price range. And I think it was a really smart move on their part to give someone that option who has 10K to spend, and they can walk out with a perpetual calendar. Now, immediately I spot things that I don't like that rehot is far too deep for me.
It's deep, yeah. That's a deep.
I do not. That's a pet peeve I have. Any watch brands watching, if there are any, this is something I say to lots of brands. You got to raise the dial up toward the crystal, guys, because if you ever look at a $50 fake on Canal Street of any watch, a Rolex or whatever, that's the first giveaway, is how deep the dial is set into the watch. You want that dial to be shallow. But I'm nitpicking like I always do. I like this
I
onion
agree
style.
completely though.
Yeah.
I think you're 100% right.
Yeah, you are
It's
right,
just a
because it gives an
subtle thing.
illusion. It looks weird, and it gives it a fossil vibe, and I just don't like that look.
Fossil. Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of those deep set, unless there's something interesting going on in there, and there isn't.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they get away, like Seiko sometimes do a sloped rehot.
Yeah.
And that's a totally different thing.
It's totally
And
different.
the new Zero West watches are the same. They have a lovely sloped rehot with detail
Right.
and, steps on it and so on. But this just looks like that case is not, was not designed at the same time as this dial. And they plunked the dial inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean,
I like that crown though.
crown's beautiful. The dial color is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love the Dauphines look beautiful. I mean, that's not really. I mean, the open case back thing. Do something really exciting. Is that exciting looking? Not really.
No. I'm not a big believer in open case back unless you've got something really to stare at.
Right. Yeah, me too.
Do some Guichets or something.
Do think that the Land-Dwellers though looks beautiful.
The Land-Dwellers is a bit more entertaining.
Yeah, it's far
certainly.
more entertaining. That's the word. Yeah, it's more entertaining.
Look at that case shape. That is beautiful, though.
That is. They did a nice job. The lugs are big though, huh? God.
I think so. I think they
Yeah.
just look a little bit wide for this
Yeah.
how thin the strap is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
With your perpetual calendar reset on the bottom. Look at that.
I mean, it's not like you want a massive strap. I don't know. I bet it would look really good on a wrist though,
I mean, 10 grand
instead of just
considering.
stretched out.
For
what you
10
get
grand,
that.
you get a perpetual calendar. Come on. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
that's-
never
there's nothing.
considered, I've never thought about getting a Frederique Constant.
Nobody has.
But
That was so shady. I love it.
But I mean, in our
Nobody
little
has.
stupid circle, I mean, nobody does. But
Yeah,
it's
no
not
one
like
rocks
they're
one.
garbage. They're not made in China. These are
No.
Swiss timepieces. They're beautifully made. They've got teams of great artists, and that watch is very, very pretty. And they're giving you a perpetual calendar for less than 10 grand. Maybe their time has come. You know.
that's what I'm thinking. I thought that was a nice way for them to kind of push through the crowd and step out front for a minute and get a little attention. To show up at Watches and Wonders with a $10,000, just under $10,000 perpetual calendar. It's like, hey, look, all you guys, selling your perpetual calendars for $1 million. We just made one for 10 grand.
Yeah, it's just like, ha ha.
Yeah.
Julius Caesar says that the open case back on the Frederique Constant is really nice in person. So there you go.
Okay.
Thank you for that. That's really cool. And
Yeah, it
Michaela
looks good
says he
on the
wishes that
wrist.
Fossil would have stopped making their Explorer lines. I love you guys.
So yeah, not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
great
giving
coat.
them an 8 out of 10 for what they did at the price
You
point.
can't help but do that. And it's really very pretty. Do we know what size that watch is?
I can find it pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Is that like a 42?
Looks like a
40.
it's a 40.
All right. He's got a skinny wrist.
I was gonna guess 42.
Yeah.
It's nice and slender, 12 mils. That's about the same as a sub.
Yeah.
A little bit less. Nice.
Pretty. Great turtleneck and great coat.
Yeah, I was gonna say that outfit makes me think it's even nicer than I already think it is. Like,
Beautiful.
they styled
they
it really
matched
well.
everything up very nicely.
Beautifully styled. Beautifully styled. Trim the neck though. European.
Oh
boys.
yes, you got to trim the neck.
European boys, please. Hey, Gabari, thank you so much for the super chat, Gabari. 20 euros. Check Frederique Constant Stone Dial watch. Thanks so much. We don't get a whole lot. And, we have the beautiful Michaela de Chatillon on our channel. And this is such a super chat free world.
Don't you want to super chat guys? Come on.
We're so lucky to have her on the show.
Oh my gosh,
we have our own little worlds and all that stuff. But thanks so much. It really makes a difference. And like I always say over at iBashes, it helps keep the lights on. Thanks so much. That's very kind of you, Gabri. Thank you for being a big part of the show, and you're always here. Thanks for that.
Legend,
yeah.
Moving on, Tudor had some new releases. They had this 200-meter water-resistant FXD or Pelagos.
Mm-hmm.
They had. Let me show you what they got here. Some interesting things. I'm curious what you guys think about these Black Bay, these new Black Bay 58s in this kind of cherry red.
They look like Charms lollipops. The brand Charms that comes in the colored foil because it's blueberry or cherry. It just looks so candy.
Yeah.
It's a great color, but it looks like candy.
Do you think it's possibly the photo?
I've seen a lot of different pictures of them, and they all look pretty candy-like. But I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious as to Michaela's take on this. If you saw a guy who was dressed relatively nicely, say at a bar or restaurant, and he had an all red, kind of candy, would you look twice at it, or would you be like,
definitely?
Yeah, okay, good.
No, I would. It would draw my attention for sure. And I would probably ask about it unless he was like, it was like a private moment or something.
Mm-hmm, sure.
But yeah, I don't dislike it. I think people who want a very vivid, bold looking dial, there are nice ways to do that like this. And then there are kind of ugly ways to do it like that Piaget TV one that we're looking at. Like there are ways to, if you're one of those people who wants that
anything.
bright, yeah, you want bright, you want vivid, you want attention grabbing, but you still want it to be like sophisticated to a certain degree. I think this does that pretty well. And yeah, it does appear very, very like fresh cherry juice red, but I don't dislike it.
Looks
cherry juice.
Cherry juice.
That's it. That's
like
what
tart cherry juice.
Yeah.
Look at that. Here it looks fantastic. I was looking at this guy's beautiful shirt and jacket, and then I was like, oh, look at the big giant tattoo under there.
He's just covering it with the watch.
I know. Well, thank God.
Yeah. What's
It's
the
a pretty
verdict
look
on
at
this?
this is a great footage you got right here because it looks so much nicer than I've seen it before. That
Isn't it
is
funny?
beautiful.
Tudor do not help themselves with their photos on their website,
No.
man. Oh my God. I saw the new 68,
Mm.
which is more my size, and I thought, oh, they look so dull. And then I saw the blue one in person in Geneva, and I was like, oh, hold on a minute. They're actually gorgeous. It's just Tudor messing themselves up again.
It just looks like
It's crazy.
Marks and Spencer style photography. It's just not the
It
highest
is.
level going here, kids.
This is them, the Black Bay 68. So they finally brought one of these kind of for my size. It's 43 mils. Look how dull and boring it looks. Also, this kind of blue doesn't look like it will match with the black. It's like putting pink next to red or something. It's just like, what are you doing?
Blue and black's weird together. There's certain things where it does work, and that's not doing itself any favors. It's weird.
Yeah. Whereas in person, it's a bit more sunburst. It actually works.
Oh.
They need a
Yeah.
new creative director for their website, I guess.
Yeah.
Their photos and all of that.
It's just-
Because
it
I
looks-
completely see what you're saying. You two are right.
you know, I feel like I'm looking at Joma Shop.
Yeah, it feels very sterile. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it does it any
And
favors.
what do you guys think about the Black Bay Pro in Opaline, the new white dial one? This is really interesting to me because it really looks like the Explorer 2 in white.
Come on, kids.
Yeah.
and also, doesn't that font on the bottom where it says New Black Bay, it just looks like it's going to say Absolute Vodka. That's the same
Really?
font. Absolute Lemon.
I mean,
Well,
this was
listen.
a very popular release when it came out. Very, very popular, but it came out in black. And it's a cool watch, but I think this white dial one, ooh, pretty good.
They're allowed to do, what they want to do. It's all inside in the family.
Like Michaela could wear that because,
Oh, yeah.
if you get the Rolex equivalent these days, that it used to be a 40 mil, but now it's 42. And of course I have one. It's a big, big watch. It's one of the larger size Rolex. This thing ain't as big. It's a bit tighter, neater. I think it's still a little bit thick, which is a problem that plagues Tudor. I think once they fix that issue, I think they can really step up their game. Would you wear this watch, Michaela?
Well, I'd at least try it on. It looks good on the lady posing with it.
Yeah, it
but
does.
I get what you're saying. It does look a bit chunky, but
Yeah.
I don't really expect different from like a rugged watch brand like Tudor. I don't
Tudor's
really
a
expect.
Mack truck of a watch.
Yeah, like I expect that to be very masculine and like I just don't
forklift
think.
drivers and bin men.
Yeah,
It's
it wouldn't be my first pick.
Wow.
I'll say that. But I don't dislike how it looks
No,
completely.
it looks good. Looks good on her. But then again, like this whole god damn it, Tudor, you need somebody to come in there. This very, very boring looking sweater. They could have done this so much nicer to make it a little bit more alluring here.
True.
Their
Yeah, it's
photography
giving
is just
JCPenney's.
it's so JCPenney.
It's JCPenney.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. It's
Oh my
JCPenney.
God, you're so
Yeah.
right.
Tempo casuals, $7.99. That's what it looks like.
Exactly.
Yeah, they could have had a woman maybe outdoors doing outdoors stuff, hiking
Yeah.
or something, and
Perfect.
wearing some Patagonia or something like that.
Right. How about that? Sears, Wayne Grove. Yeah, exactly. Poor Sears. I don't know if there's any Sears left in the world. I don't know.
Hey, we got another super chat.
Hey, Ray.
Ray. I put a shirt on just because Michaela's here. Otherwise, I just wear a wife beater.
Of course you do.
You know what, Ray? I don't even believe you put a shirt on. I don't believe you. But we'll never know.
Raphael, you bad boy, you. Yeah, and Piruka says, remember, Tudor is supposed to be for the everyday people. Yeah, that's why it was designed. It was designed to be for a little bit more affordable for the regular Joe and Jane, and it's great. And they give everybody what they want every year, like Rolex doesn't do. There's so much variety,
Isn't it true? That's what they do. Everybody wants something from Rolex, and they don't give it to them, and they give it to them in Tudor instead.
do. Yeah.
It's their nostalgia room.
That's what it is. It's their nostalgia room.
This thing looks like a 1655.
It does.
The Explorer looks is the modeled on the original Explorer, which is the 1655. That's what this thing looks like, except it has the snowflake hand. I think it's a good looking watch.
It's a very good looking watch.
What do you want to give it out of 10?
I give that an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 as well. What about yourself?
I mean,
Michaela?
6.5.
6.5. You're not really much of a fan.
It's the JC Penney part.
Yeah, but
You're distracted
you gotta
by the
just
top.
know I have a certain. I try to see watches objectively, but I do definitely have certain bias to my tastes, and it's just not really something exactly.
Yeah,
like
you're more elegant watches and historical elegance, Breguet stuff. You're not like a tool watch girl.
Yeah.
Like I sent you that Nomadic, and I've never seen you wear it ever.
I have worn it. I'll put it on soon, and I'll put it on one of the pretty bright blue
It's kind of
straps.
tool watchy. Yeah, it might be good for the summer.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, I wear it in my day-to-day life, but I'll wear it on a video soon.
Breguet, Jaeger-LeCoultre.
Yeah, that's hers. Yeah, she has a JLC Reverso.
She has a Reverso. Game over.
Yeah, exactly.
Eric's a bad influence on me. I'll just say that.
Yeah, well.
So JLC were some of the best for me this year. And they brought out, people have been putting Milanese bracelets on their Reversos for quite some time, third-party stuff.
Yeah.
And finally, they said, hold my beer, we'll do it. And we'll do it with class and style. And this thing...
I mean, Lord
That
in
is
heaven.
so nice.
Oh. It's perfection.
It really is.
When you walk up to their display, their stand, I don't know what to call it. It's a lot more than a stand.
Their kiosk.
It's a world you step into.
That's true.
It's just like they're just on another level, JLC.
I guess you'd call it a pavilion because it's like the World's Fair. They're
Right.
pavilions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the most classic things that's ever been put out. And it just gets better and better with time and age and design.
I always think of a Reverso on a strap as, it's the watch head, the strap. A Reverso is a strap monster. You can put lots of straps on a Reverso. They're very interchangeable and everything will work. Whereas this, it completes the whole thing. It makes it one complete item. And if I own this, I would never take it off that Milanese. Because it's like taking an AP off its beautiful bracelet. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
I've
the
never
bracelet's
seen
like an
anyone do that.
extension of it.
Yeah, look at that. Wow.
It's a classic Reverso, of course. It's not dual face.
I wish it was.
Yeah, you like the dual face.
I do.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
okay. I just like when would I ever prefer to wear the other side?
When you're doing
there's nothing-
gardening or you're
I would not
working
be
with
wearing that garden.
lead pipes or
Yeah,
doing
right.
a bit of plumbing around the house.
Fair. Okay, fair enough.
Or maybe if you're like walking through a neighborhood that you don't want, to shine or be blingy, it's a little bit less, it just looks like maybe it's a bracelet and not a watch, perhaps.
I don't know. The sun might hit that and just make it glow.
That's true.
No, it's really beautiful. The bracelet's just like an extension of that.
It's the best
gorgeous
Milanese
style.
I've seen ever.
Well
It's
done.
just beautifully done.
Pretty stunning, isn't it?
Yeah.
41K.
Much nicer than the Apple Watch Milanese.
Yeah, right. Not that hard. And there were some other beautiful pink gold releases. Look at these fucking dials. They're coming out. Jesus Christ.
I mean, no.
See, this is how you do photography.
That
Like,
is
look,
that is how
this
you
makes
exactly.
me want the item.
Who doesn't
It's
want
warm. It's
that?
inviting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's seductive. Yeah,
That's just so beautiful.
not JCPenney.
That is that is oh
Yeah, I'll show you now. Let this load up. Yeah, these guys, it's just class, Look at the detail. I don't know what to say about this. And then the back revealing that.
yeah, that's a movement.
This thing chimes. These are hammers that
Yeah.
chime on the hour and
Wow.
a half hour.
Yeah,
Yeah, it makes a little dingy sound. It's a thick little baby. Look at
yeah,
that.
well, that's okay.
Yeah. That's okay, considering
Okay.
what it does.
Right.
You know,
Look at it.
Sweet.
There's a lot of hardware on that. Look at the back of that. Wow. What are those wheels for?
On the clasp here,
Is that to thread the leather through?
I don't know. Not sure what that
Somebody
is
in our
doing
beautiful
there.
world
If
will
that
know that.
if that locks in the
Ugh.
fit,
Look at
perhaps
that.
it just locks in the fit. Yeah,
Ugh.
that's my best guess on that.
Gabri with an additional €2. This Reverso is so much a Sean. I am assuming you're talking about our Sean Pashar, but absolutely. Thanks, Gabri. Look at that. Oh,
Thank you, Gabri.
boy.
So, there were some other. Speaking of Sean, I went to see some of the Chaname watches. These are limited edition, the tributes with the enamel backs on them. And we had a private viewing. I'll pull up some video I wasn't supposed to take, but I did anyway. I snuck in some
You're
video.
so bad.
This is so they took the Persian Book of Kings and took pages from them and recreated them by hand in enamel and gold.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
To a level
Stunning.
of detail, guys, that it was just pretty scary. Let me see if I can share over this screen for a second. So we were in having a look, and window. Here we are. That's sharing, yeah. So they had the page there open from the Chaname, and you could get in with a loop and see the detail.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That's
They
so
recreated
beautiful.
it down to the very last detail. I'm talking like insane detail. Like, look, the goat over there with the horns, and then you see it on you can see it right there in the corner. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
they come in
JLC
sets
is
of
crazy.
4. They're 142,000 each.
Oh.
And pretty stunning. Actually, there was one, I think it was this one, where there was a duplicate. So they were like, if you're interested in buying this one by itself, you can. But they had a guy we were in the private rooms upstairs. I didn't realize they do sales at Watches and Wonders. I guess they do these kind of high-level private
custom
sales.
Jobs and orders. Yeah.
They said there was a guy across the hallway in a different room already negotiating on a set of 4. So he's ready to drop, better part of 600,000 on the set. But it was pretty incredible. JLC just knocking it out of the park as usual.
Out of the park.
Yeah. So I guess we're giving JLC some high points, right?
10 out of 10.
Of course, yeah, 10.
Yeah.
Every watch that you showed, I didn't know which one I liked more. Every time you showed me, I'm like, oh no, it's this one. It's this one. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, pretty stunning.
Hey, Martin Bronson, great to see you in the room. And hey, Chris P, look at all you guys. This is art, says Gabri. It sure is. Beautiful stuff.
That's pure. The enamel backed, exactly. That's exactly what they are. They're literally art. This is their world timer. Stunning. And they actually put out, this year has been a strong year for jump hour watches. And they made a jump hour watch. What is the name of this one? Reverso Tribute Non-Antiem. Non-Antiem. Is that how you say that?
Non-Antiem. Look at that. That's
you guys
very
into
intriguing.
Jump hours? I'm not a big fan of jump hours.
Me
personally.
neither. It's niche.
Just strange.
Kind of a
throwback.
Watchy. Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it?
But that's beautiful, though. Beautifully executed, as with everything from JLC. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
The moon and the stars. Oh, look at that. Oh, God, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that in there. Oh, Lord in heaven.
I guess the fact that it's a regular watch on one side, makes up for it.
Yeah.
Whereas I want to show you guys what I think is the ugliest release of the year by far, and it's a jump hour, is the return of the Tank Guichet. That, I'm sorry, but did I say earlier that in person watches look even nicer. That didn't help these things.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought this was the ugliest watch of the year.
The question is, why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
I guess you just need to be different. I don't know.
Well, this is an old classic. It was one of the first jump hour watches ever made in the classic tank. Somebody was saying, actually, finally, they actually really made a tank. Because it looks like it really does look like when you just need a turret on the top, and then you literally have a tank on your wrist. This is the platinum one here, which is off center.
It just looks so undone.
It does.
Looks like the electric guy's coming to read the meter.
Yeah.
Just looks. What is this crap?
You know, there was a lot of jokes because I was looking at it in Geneva, and the guys are talking in the live chat. And I was saying, you know, it looks like the watch is inside in solitary confinement, and it's looking at a little window.
Yeah.
Peekaboo. It's like he's staring. He's on his bench or on the top of his bed, trying to look out at the world. So I started calling it the Cartier solitary confinement. And then one guy said, I don't know if Americans use this term, but in Ireland, we call it the clink when you're in prison.
The clink is the prison. Clink. Oh, yeah.
So somebody said it's the Cartier clink.
That's a great name for it.
I'm surprised you use it because I made that joke with all the other lads on the different streams.
The clink.
Went down like a lead balloon. Nobody fucking knew what I was talking about.
You're going to wind up in the clink. Sure, the clink.
My goodness.
So maybe I just grew up with that. Maybe I just heard it from all my Irish relatives my whole life. Maybe that's it. Yeah, this is
hilarious.
This
is the clink for me. And
it's like they're going to stick the tray of food under there while he's peering out the front, right? It's going to get his gruel.
I do not know
That's like a watch to commit. It's a suicide watch. Kill yourself. It's just so crap.
I mean, is it brutalism? Is that what we're looking at?
It is. But I just
it's a recession watch. I don't know. I don't like it.
Right.
It's depressing. Yeah. It's depressing.
How do you tell the time? Is that 10 o'clock or is that a date?
10 past 10.
Oh, it's 10 past 10. Okay.
Yeah. And so this will move. This will slowly slide through until it hits 11, and then this will flick to 11.
Okay.
Jump hours. Yeah.
Okay. You're just gonna spend your whole day waiting for that every hour, just staring.
Waiting.
It's all worth it. It's all worth it.
Hideous.
Yeah, you're right. Worst in show.
Worst in shows.
And it is brutalist, isn't it? Like it looks like East Germany in 1971 or something, right? Awful.
Yeah, it looks like Tito era Croatia. It's just really ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not doing anything. Strap's not doing anything. Lighting's not doing anything.
I like that strap.
Oh, it actually looks like a miniature scale for dolls if you reversed it, right? Just step on it.
God, there you go.
That is perfect.
It looks like a scale. I didn't realize that until just now, but it's upside down. If you flipped it around, it looks like, that's 10 stone and that's pounds and stones.
Oh my God, that's exactly what it looks like.
Scale.
So I'm giving it 1 out of 10.
Yeah,
and the one is only because it's Cartier.
That's only, and because the straps are beautiful.
Yeah, but like, is it? It has no besides the shape of it. It just doesn't have any like signature Cartier feel. Besides obviously the shape.
Zero.
It's just like, and then a million.
It's a rehash though. This is an old Cartier design.
They just
think
they brought it back
from the 1920s.
Wow.
Even so, I just think it's not popular.
Guichets.
Yeah. Hey, Jeffrey Totaro. Hey, buddy. Great shot. $5. Oisin, do you think that Watches and Wonders is worth a trip for the public? I hear there is a new ticket level with more access than general admission, but not press level. Thank you, Jeffrey.
It's a great question, actually. Yes, there's a ticket level that's like 500 quid. And they give you free drinks and you get in to see all sorts of things and you can make all sorts of appointments. Or you can get like the regular 70 francs, which just allows you to walk around. If you want anything, you have to just buy it for yourself and you're with the general public. I don't know if that special ticket is really worth it. It depends what you really want. Press level is a whole different thing. You'd almost be better off like registering your own company at home during the year as some sort of publication that comes out biannual or something, and pretending you're press and trying to apply for a press pass, because then you can get, you know, the appointments with Rolex and so on, and actually get the watches onto your wrist. So yeah. Is it worth it going like for the week to Geneva? No, it's a very expensive week. It's an expensive place to stay. It's a big splurge, especially that week. It's not like the hotels are cheap that week. And honestly, I don't know if you'd suffer from this, but I do when I walk around like the Louvre or the Met in New York. You get that fatigue. You see
everybody
so much
gets
art.
his museum back. It's the worst.
It's the first few paintings you see are magnificent, and then you just start getting tired. And then if you see another painting, you get dizzy. So I would recommend if you do go, only go for one day. Go in the early afternoon or morning and spend the whole day, and pick maybe 4 or 5 brands that you really want to see, and just go straight to them and pass all the other brands. You know, don't stop at each. You couldn't. I mean, there are so many, but you know, a lot of, you know, Rolex and Tudor are way down the back. So it's like in a supermarket where they put the bread and milk way down the back to tempt you with all the other things on your way to get the necessity.
Yeah, there's a real method to that.
There's a design to it, and you could on your way really tire your senses out. You know, so if you're interested in, let's say you're interested in Vacheron, we're going to take a look at that now in a minute. Just go straight to Vacheron. Keep the blinkers on like a horse, and just don't ignore everything around you and go straight there, so you can really enjoy the brand that you want to see.
Duty free. It's turned into like follow the Arabic road. You can't get to your gate without walking through and being hit over the head with Toblerone and
you just did the voice.
Follow the Arabic road. It's just, I mean, the shittiest little airports you go to now have these gigantic, massive, horrific. You can't even get anywhere. You have to walk through this labyrinth of cell, and oh god, it's the worst.
So I would do that. Just pick a few brands that you want to see and go straight to them. And then if you still have any energy left, then you can browse around. Yeah. But if you're literally just staring, like walking through a shopping aisle or something, you'll get tired and the feet get worn out. It's a huge, enormous, the Palais Expo.
Unless you're wearing Skechers.
Unless you're wearing, There you go.
Oh,
hope that answered it. Let's move on to Vacheron. This was the big, like these guys were kind of, they pulled their dick out. I don't know, shut everybody off kind of thing.
This is slamming it on the bar like no one's ever slammed it on the bar.
Right. This is the Solaria. It's the most complex wristwatch ever made. It's got somewhere around 2,000 parts and I don't know how many jewels. All the info is here. I'm kind of mesmerized by the whole thing. Let me show you the watch as it looks rather than all these close-ups, so you guys can at least look at the kind of style if they actually have it here.
Yeah, why? Who needs to look at the watch?
Yeah, it's like, why do we care about what the watch actually looks like in person? Well, maybe I'll just go to horology here. Well, that's what it looks like in person.
Yeah,
I could have paused that.
I mean,
what do you guys think? Is this something to put on the wrist, or is it something to put under a display in your house with a light on it and music?
Will they be selling them for sure?
I don't know. I hope so.
I mean, what is the price on this? It's 250 something thousand, right?
I think it's 370 actually. That's
370.
What I could be wrong. Yeah.
It's I mean,
you know who will have better photos of it is Houdinki. Yeah. They'll just have straight up photos that we can zoom in on.
They'll have Kevin Leary wearing it with a red strap.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's like a display. Should be the focal point of your living room.
I mean, it's cool. I'd wear it. It's very, very thick, though. It's super crazy deep. I mean, hey, listen.
So it's got a map of the stars in the back, and you can, sync it up with the night sky. It's got moon
Wow.
phase, sun phase. It's got the tide. It's got all sorts of stuff. It's got it
Goodness.
looks like this is this the astrological signs? Is this an astrological clock at
Yeah.
the bottom? Yeah. There's the Pisces right there. Yeah. The two fish. Yeah, this is the big news.
It's
And
a big
everyone was kind of
Vacheron
standing
flex,
around
yeah.
it. It was
There is so much going on
Yeah.
this watch.
It's
It
busy.
is amazing
It's
to
busier
me.
than a Breitling.
It is amazing to me that with all of that going on, they still managed to make it look very like symmetrical and
Yeah.
like
It's still
aesthetically
pretty.
pleasing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's aesthetically pleasing too.
right.
Yeah. See, it looks good on the wrist.
Yeah, that's really cool. Goodness.
I could wear that.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a conversation piece. Jesus.
Yeah, but it'll be old dudes.
Oh, of course. She's not going to go.
No girl's gonna chat you up over. Oh, what are you?
Are you wearing the new Solaria by Vacheron Constantin?
That's got 41 complications. I mean, it's intricate. I mean, Vacheron is just look at that. Whew. What were you talking about earlier? Jesus. That's almost too much stuff going on in there. God,
Yeah.
It looks like a Borg cube.
What's
So
the
much stuff.
service interval on this and the service cost?
Oh boy. Oh.
50 grand.
It should be lifetime service for nothing.
Yeah, shouldn't it? Yeah.
They have to have some special deal if you're some kind of Vacheron black card customer. You're totally in a different league if you buy this from them.
They're celebrating, of course, 270
Yeah.
years. Vacheron are maybe the oldest brand out there.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know whether it's the stare at the back or the front.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
my
the back of the
goodness.
watch.
Could have your own Reverso.
Yeah.
Can I say something? That
Yeah.
strap seems a little out of place, does it?
It is really ugly. The strap looks
Isn't
ugly.
that
with
strap a
the
little bit
neon
Tag
green-
Heuer or something?
Neon green giant stitching. I don't like it at all.
What were they thinking with that?
So the
Were they
green
thinking-
matches these little accents here.
It's okay. They didn't need to do that. It's okay.
They didn't need to.
They didn't need to do that. They should have put it on a classy, beautiful leather. I don't know what this is.
I agree. I'm getting Tag Heuer off that thing.
Yeah. It has a lesser, for considering what this is, it has a lesser
Right.
brand strap
Right.
appeal. It just looks like afterthought is what it looks like.
Indeed.
I mean, maybe it's different in person, but Patronus green. Thanks, Forbin Colossus. Thank you. These guys are on top of stuff. Amazing. Yeah, it's. I mean, it looks kind of like a sailing strap. You know, Omega makes those in their sleep, and they look better than that. And also, the stitching looks sloppy on it.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you're right. I think it's an afterthought. I think they put so much effort into the watch, and they had a deadline for Watches and Wonders 2025, and in the final hours, they're like, "Shit, we forgot about a strap."
Dave Fahrenheit 451 says the watch would have been too expensive with a nicer strap.
She's pretty
Yeah,
thick.
that looks like a
She's
bun
16 easily.
Jesus.
Strange that that crown is off center like that. Shouldn't it be a little north of that?
Well, they have all
I'm
that other stuff. It's
nitpicking,
kind of like my reduced.
Yeah.
They have crowns in a different
Yeah,
spot
yeah.
because that all this two movements in there.
Mhm.
It's real estate.
I mean, I suppose
Yeah.
we have to give him a 10 out of 10 because they kind of just because
12
of the
out of 10.
flex. Yeah, the flex of it, right? Because of
Yeah.
such a horological miracle.
Bremont
You know,
strap. Oh, Omega. You're
41 complications,
right. Yeah.
31 potential patented inventions. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's called the Solaria Ultra Grand complication.
Grand it is. Cost cutting. You guys are hilarious.
Cost
Yeah.
cutting.
Yeah, you're right, Forbin Colossus. We need to see like one of those great, pull apart animations. I'm surprised they haven't
It
gotten
would be
around
like
to that.
2 hours long.
I know, but like the way Rolex has that budget where they
Yeah.
do that, and Omega does it too. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. Wow.
204 jewels. Like normally you're like, wow, 17 jewels.
17 jewels.
Anyway, all right. Well, I have to give them a 10 out of 10 just because it's like,
I think we should
dang.
put it up to 11.
Yeah, this one goes to 11.
Yeah, this one goes to 11. It's custom. Yeah, it's because just for the horology. I mean, just for that.
Yeah.
And it's Vacheron. And we all have that little sweet spot for them, don't we?
We all
Agreed.
do.
One of these days.
So moving over to Panerai. You guys fan of Panerai? Michaela, do you
Sure.
like Panerai? I don't think I ever asked you about Panerai.
I'm pretty neutral about them, to be honest. So I don't have a strong feeling about them either way.
It's a great watch for a man with a big manly paw. They're great, impressive, very, very, very tough, beautiful things. And it's a thing. Nothing looks like a Panerai. Bell and Ross tries to kind of look like a Panerai a little bit. But and their loom is just unparalleled.
Well, I'm a big fan, as you guys know.
Yeah, sure.
This is their new perpetual calendar. In 44 mils, unfortunately, not 47. And it has a kind of a semi see-through dial. Do you see that?
Yeah, it's cool.
So you've got you got the day and the date, but you can see the other day. You can see the wheels through the.
So this doesn't have a one solid luminous disc under it. These are actually, the indices are loomed. So this is a different process for them entirely, and that's cool.
Well, they called it the sausage, right? When they actually paint on the loom.
Yeah. I love that dial though, with its opaqueness. It's very cool. You can see it. That's very sexy. That's a conversation, because somebody will notice that while you're talking to them.
Yeah.
And it's not just the numbers, it's also the days of the week too. Very cool.
They have some new movements, the 980 movement. Very interesting stuff. They broadened out the movement quite a bit. You know, it's a funny thing sometimes when you have large watches and you find out that the movement on the inside is like a tiny little thing. It's a letdown, because you feel like then they're just making up for it, you know, with like placebo watch, you know, or like fakeness, like the domes on the Basilica and the Piazza San Marco. They're not actual domes; they're just kind of cosmetic, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like that. Like sometimes you can have a small movement. It's the size of a coin, like a little coin, and when you turn it around. And I don't think that really works. I try to avoid watches like that. I want the movement to be a substantial size across the inside of the watch. Otherwise, why have the watch that big? You know what I mean?
It's true.
Anyway.
I love it. I think it's beautiful. I'd give that a 9 out of 10 because I love Panerai and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's see what else they have. Yeah, they have their new Marinas. These are pretty sexy. And they have some new 47 mils as well for about 11 grand. They'd be the ones I would go for. So we're giving them a 9 out of 10?
I'm giving them a 9 out of 10. I'm a big fan, though. I've been a big fan. I've been trying to get my father-in-law to buy one. I tried on James M's Panerai, and it's just like, I was like, I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was so beautiful.
You did?
I loved it.
What was it, a 44, 45?
44.
44,
It
yeah.
wasn't
44
terrible.
would work well on you. You know what would look great on you, Michaela, is the 38 mils. If we get you over for PT, maybe the next time we can go into the Panerai store in Florence and you can try on some of the lady size. Wait till you see how sexy some of these are. There's the Luminor Due. Like these, I think that's a 38. There's some rose gold, yeah.
Oh, those are so pretty, man.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Oh, look, that's got the sandwich dial on it.
Sandwich dial, 38 mil.
The loom on these, Michaela, is crazy. I don't know. Is loom such a guy thing? It is, right? Do you care about loom at all, Michaela?
I mean, it's a nice touch for me. It's definitely not a driving factor for my interest, but
I think it's a guy thing. I think it's.
But I mean,
caveman dum-dums loom. That's
No, you
pretty.
found fire.
Yeah,
No.
fire. Ooh. I love that one. Oh my
I definitely would
God.
want to try it on and actually see how it looks,
I would love to
because
see
it
the way that
looks
looks on you.
so different than any watch that I've
That's what's
tried
so
on.
great about Panerai.
Yeah, I
You-
know one man that in my like real life that wears a Panerai, and I don't remember which one it is, but
It's
a
probably a
customer of mine.
Marina or
But
the
it
most
looks
common.
great on him, and I noticed it right away, and it did stand out. And I love the numbers. I like the font.
Yeah, the font is so
It definitely
great.
was, yeah, stands out.
They're
I
special.
like that their moon phase is called Moon Luna.
Luna. It's great. That's a pretty watch. I didn't even know about that model, and I love it.
It's a Luminar Duo.
Mm.
They don't have much water resistance like a real Panerai should have.
Meanwhile,
It's more about the
good.
aesthetic of Panerai than the performance of Panerai.
It was built for frogmen. This brand, this was built for those guys. It's just, I guess they're just, trying to get the hey ladies.
Well, they're kind of saying, listen, nobody's doing the frogman stuff anymore. It's about the aesthetic of Panerai. It's about the feel, blah blah blah.
Now, they don't have any quartz watches, right?
No,
I don't think so.
I mean, a lot of their watches are just manual one. They don't even have a rotor. You know, this one's got a rotor.
That one does. Oh, look at that. That gold is kind of sexy. Wow. It's a nice shade. Everybody does different gold.
Let's move over to Parmigiani Fleurier.
The Angelo Michaela's got a couple of these babies.
That's right, yeah. So they put out a... Will it go in? Why can't I click on that? What's wrong with these websites? They put out a perpetual calendar themselves. Very minimalist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's their look.
Yeah.
Their whole ethos, their style. They're very unusual things. I've never been a fan of that logo. I think it looks like a cameo. But obviously these are great watches and people love them. But it's very
that one's very beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely minimalist. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's
their look. They're not cheap.
Let me ask you guys something. Do you guys need numerals? Or
No.
can you can read the time without 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Do you know that's the Alzheimer's test, right? When you go to check to see if your older person has, cognitive issues, they tell them to draw a clock, or if they can't draw the clock, they do it without the numbers. That's when you know you're fucked.
Really?
When you need the numbers there. That's that's the first thing the test the neurologist gives an older person or somebody with cognitive inability is they ask them to draw a clock, or if they can't do that, or if they want to go further, they'll do one without numbers and they'll put the hands on without the numbers and ask them, what time is it?
Wow.
Yeah, it's fascinating. No, I mean, as long as your brain works, you can pretty much figure that out, unless you're looking at that jump seconds parking scale, whatever the hell that was. I don't know what's
There's a weighing scale.
The weighing scale.
Weighing scale for ants.
For ants, right? I mean, this Parmigiani lives in its own world, and they have their fans. It's very interesting stuff. Very minimalist. It's very art. It almost looks like Art Nouveau. It's definitely for people who have collectors. It's very elegant.
Yeah, I really.
It's not my
like it.
taste at all, but you can't fault the company. It's just what they're going for, and it's different. Listen, it's so different. They have their own lane. Isn't that great?
Yes, I like it a lot.
Yeah. Would look great on you too. 2 super chats from Ray. €5. Michaela, I never lie on land. Photo sent as proof. Couldn't help myself. Sorry. It is Michaela after all. And missed you, Michaela. Other 2 not so much. He doesn't miss us. You're the reason why us cavemen get dressed up. Well, listen.
Nice.
If a beautiful woman can't get you to dress up, then nobody can, my friend.
Speaking of plain dials that don't need numerals, H. Moser had some beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I was seeing Wrist Chick's content about these. It's just one of her favorite brands. So
yeah.
Oh, is
she's
it?
really focusing.
Yeah, she's
really
into
focusing on
Moser.
it.
Well, I really enjoy watching her a lot. I think
Yeah, she's
she's
great.
fun, energetic. I love her whole vibe. I love what she's done for Red Shovel. Love everything about
Yes,
that girl.
I know. I've told both of them. I was like,
I
good
know
work.
they're adorable. I just can't get enough of them. They're just adorable.
I'll give her a plug while you guys look at this
Yeah, I'll
watch
give
and
her a
talk
plug.
about
I
the
know.
watch.
I know. He's like holding the camera for most of her videos too. It's cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
This has never been a brand that's floated my boat. It's just not the style of watches. And of course, I hate Hope and Heart watches, and I don't like tourbillons.
Open heart.
Creepy, beepy GBs. I don't like them. It just looks like an autopsy to me. But I particularly think that these watches those dials are, my God, it looks like some precious material that we were excavated on, Alto
You see,
7.
if we're going into that strange world that looks a little, it's arty, minimalist, and a little reserved, I would go for this over Parmigiani. I would go for
Yeah.
Moser over Parmigiani.
They lean more
I
into
would
that.
too. I would too.
They
Yeah.
lean more into the artsy bit, and these colors are so like seductive and daring. They're definitely cool for what they are. It's not my number one favorite, but I will
Yeah.
say I see what they're doing, and I think they're doing it well. And those
They are.
hands are so like sassy and like
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. They're gorgeous.
Yeah. It's a beautiful execution. That crown is gorgeous. The movement, bravo. It looks
They
beautiful.
were getting a lot of slack for their display at Watches and Wonders because it was a bunch of fans, like fans you'd have on your desk to keep you cool during the summer, but plastic fans, like all in a big display, and it was very weird looking.
Was
and
it
some of the
like an
fans were
art thing?
broken and weren't working, so
Well, that's embarrassing.
it was a little bit of a mess.
Huh.
But I like the watches. I mean, in person, these watches are kind of art, but
Yeah, they're
not
art.
too far into the art, like arty, reserved minimalism, but not to a point that would annoy you. There's something tasteful about it,
Yeah. They're beautifully done. And the fumet looks great. Look at that. Wow.
Speaking of wrist chick, guys, you guys should go
Give
over
her a
and
shot.
give her
She's
a sub,
fantastic.
a follow on Instagram, the wrist chick, not just wrist chick,
Yeah.
the wrist chick. Here she is. She was at the Watches and Wonders. She has some really funny stuff.
There's Miranda.
Everybody wants this. She's using that meme.
Everybody wants to be
Don't
on
be
this.
absurd. Everybody wants this. And she's trying on watches. She's going and talking to people, interviewing people, getting involved.
Yeah.
Are all the boys looking sharp there
Yeah.
for the meals? And she puts out regular content, I think almost every day, if not every day.
Yes,
Bravo.
and she
Bravo.
uploaded her first like real long form video on her YouTube channel. Too,
Oh,
so-
I haven't seen it. I'll watch
and
that.
it's the same
today.
name. It's under the same name.
The wrist
so
chick. Great.
definitely show her some support.
Give her a
she
shout
deserves
out,
it.
yeah.
She really has a passion for this, and
Mhm. Yeah.
she's just gonna grow a lot.
Yeah, she's
very
she's one of the
driven.
next big things, guys. Check her out. She's great.
I love to see women come into the watch space. It brightens the goddamn room. It's like a bouquet of flowers.
No, the sausage party is boring, kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
So boring.
And also, I think that women are bigger fans of the watches in many cases because a lot of dudes just want to flex.
Yeah.
Whereas women have a lot of jewelry. They can put on all sorts of jewelry, and they are truly into the artistry of the watch. Is this her new video?
Yes,
That's her first video, first long form
it's
video.
her first long form.
Oh, hey, I can't wait to watch this.
Okay, best of luck. I have
Okay.
to subscribe right now. There I go. Subscribed.
I'm gonna do that
Fantastic.
right now.
And
Too.
she's got a Rolex GMT on
Yeah.
there. Looks like a 750 or something. Wow. Very cool. All right, let's see what else we got. We got a couple more left. Or do we? We did Parmigiani.
There
Oh
we go.
yeah. Well, I guess we should talk about these guys for a second. We don't talk about them very much. And they put out a perpetual calendar like everyone else. A Lange Söhne.
Of course. Well, sure.
Or as Americans say, a Lange.
Do they say
say
Alonga?
A Lange. Lange.
Lange
I think they think it
Söhne.
sounds sophisticated. It's a Lange. You have to sound like the Germans, yeah?
Lange Söhne.
So this is their perpetual calendar. I mean, what are you going to do? And it has that German stoic look on the back as well.
Yes.
You know, they don't make it too fancy, but they make it fancy enough for you to
you could see there's a lot of stuff, a lot of screws going on there.
Made in Germany.
They got drill happy.
This is very
Yeah.
this is very industrial. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the swan's neck here.
Pretty, they're not. Magnificent, they are. They're not especially pretty watches.
No?
Nah, they're not. They're kind of industrial, and I don't know. Like I saw one in person. I met that guy in the hotel bar, and I was just like this because I'm so impressed by. I think they're probably one of the greatest horologically watch brands out there. And I'm just like, he's talking, and I'm not hearing a word he's saying because I'm just staring at his wrist, and I'm like, is that the Lange one? Finally, I had the nerve to say it, and he goes, "Yeah, it's the Lange one." I was like, "Oh my god, I've never seen one of those in the wild before. Holy crap!" And then he took it off. I didn't put it on, but I just held it, and it was wow. It's wow. They're wow.
This is their rose gold. It's called honey gold.
Yeah, it's not that pretty. It's
no,
weird.
I would say I would like how this looks better if they got rid of the FR, the day, and then the date. I know there's a point to it, but I just think it's just chunky, and I just don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't love that gold color. I think it looks like.
But if I had it, I would flex it constantly.
If I had it, I would sell it.
You'd sell
Actually,
it
yeah,
by
I'd
yourself.
probably
All
sell
the
I would sell it.
You buy
actually,
all
that's a
the
better idea.
I'd go
Speedies.
Yeah, I'd buy vintage Speedmasters and a Reverso.
Listen, I think a Lange is in my future at some point, but I've been saying that now for quite some time.
Well, listen, it's an aspirational watch. I mean, it's horology at its best. I mean, yeah.
This is the Zeitwerk, and that's why they're doing that. Michaela, they have this history of this big, broad, these huge, legible numerals. So that's what that other watch was kind of reminiscent of. Their huge display. This was it at the Watches and Wonders. They had the new perpetual calendar in 10-foot size, just for giants. It's great history. They're wonderful watches, and yeah, it's kind of cool that they're German. Stepping out of the Swiss thing a little bit. You don't like that, Dirk? Look, that's a better photo.
I like that. Yeah, that shot is
the
great.
Same watch.
Yeah, I know, but it just looks like
it
the
looks
mothership
sexier,
there.
doesn't it?
It looks sexier there. Yeah, I don't dislike Lange in any way, shape, or form. They're just big boats, and but they're so impressive on a horological. Those I don't particularly care for. I think they're boring and old manny. Looks like maybe your dentist has that watch if he's got a lot of money.
Yeah, I see what you're seeing.
And that honey gold is not very attractive. I don't like it. It's washed out. It's too much brown going on here.
It is kind of brown.
It's very brown. There's some red. Look, the 60s in red up there. That's the only color on the whole thing. Look at that.
Yeah,
but listen, I'm not gonna poo-poo Lange at all, because I'd still give it a 9 out of 10 because it's Lange. It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
So what's the winner? Who won? Was it JLC?
JLC. 10.
Yeah, I think like aesthetically, I have to agree.
Yep.
And which one? This one? The one with the Milanese?
That's the killer of all killers.
Is that the winner of the year?
Winner, chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner. and what's our overall sentiment about the Land-Dweller? Is that it?
I'm a fan. I like it. I wear one. I love it.
Is it
fine? I'll
thumbs
take
up?
one. Fine.
I want
Like
the platinum with the ice blue dial.
That's what she wants. That's what
Me
that
too.
is.
Me too.
All right. Well, I agree.
666. I would.
Would you?
evil mad
I'll read the
666.
question. Would you call a Calatrava an old dentist's watch also?
Yes and no. With Roman numerals, yes. I love the Calatrava. I've been quoted a million times. I love it's the ultimate dress watch, and it always has been. But I think Rolex is doing a little bit better right now. With the 1908, I think that's a sexier watch. Yeah, they're thin dress watches with those old gold. Yeah, I would. Don't hate me for that. But,
The wrist chick is in the room. Thank you, guys. Let me ask you, wrist chick, while we have you. The shape of the hands on those Mosers, what is the name? They're not Dauphine hands, are they?
Those are Dauphines.
They're Dauphines, are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious, seeing as she's a
Unless
family,
they've
she
got a
has the exact
proprietary-
terminology,
Yeah, because that's her game right there.
That's her game, so I figured.
I like the updated profile picture for her because she had it orange. I think it's still orange on her Instagram.
Super
but
whimsical and
she
cute.
now, well, she says now all the time, like, this is wrist chick red. She's making that a thing. So I like that she made her profile picture red too.
Hey, I like that.
It's great branding.
Great graphics. Bigger and better
Yes.
things. It's happening for her, for sure.
Guys, go over and give wrist chick a sub on YouTube. She has exactly 100 subscribers. Let's get that to 200 right now, please.
I just
Give her an
subscribed.
upvote. That would be great. And follow her on Instagram. And while I'm at it, if you like more female company in the watch space, you've got Michaela de Chatillon. What's not to like? Come on, guys. She's talking about decorum, watches, style, basic energy among other people. And you also have your sister on to chat about what do you talk about? Current affairs or something?
We were doing that for a bit. I don't think we're going to continue that, but there are, I think, 3 videos of us chit-chatting about just everything kind of going on in the world, pop culture news. But it was fun, but I don't think we're going to continue to do it. But they're still there if you ever want to watch. Yeah,
I
good
really
times.
enjoyed this one about the JLC. First of all, the camera is amazing and the lighting. You've really upped your game here.
Well,
the
I've had
camera.
a lot of inspiration from those who know more than I. So thank you.
By the way, Ristrick now has 114 subscribers, so thanks everybody.
Good. Nice one, guys. Yeah, this is great camera work and lovely watch. And also give Dirk a sub. Sorry, we're on the wrong one. There he is. The Eye Bashers every evening and Sunday Mass on a Sunday. Did you do Easter Sunday Mass?
I did it at 10 o'clock in the morning.
We should mention, of course, R.I.P. Francesco.
Yeah, Francesco Papa. Rest in peace.
Il Papa. Isn't that strange in Italian?
Il Papa. I know, makes no sense.
But
the greatest pope of my lifetime, for sure. What a beautiful humanist, gorgeous
great humanist,
person.
spoke out for, fighting the good fight. Great guy.
Great person.
And in the final moments, saw the devil and decided to split.
J.D. Vance killed him. I'm convinced.
J.D. Vance killed him in the end. But
There's gonna
R.I.P.
be new memes for that.
There'll be memes. J.D. Vance killed him. You killed the Pope.
Let's have one last wrist check. I was supposed to say wrist chick. It's looking good, man.
Yeah. Looking green,
really
baby.
Nice. Do you post stuff onto your Instagram, Dirk? Do you take wrist shots on the train? You should.
I feel douchey doing it.
Oh,
Dirk,
yeah?
I want to see. I check your page to see if you posted anything. I'm like, wait, I want Dirk content.
I'm gonna
and you
post some
don't.
stuff. I feel
You're
like
not
I'm a
douchey.
guy
Don't
in the
think
gym
that.
going like this.
No, you're not.
You know
like,
what it is you're so self-aware, but I promise you,
I know.
it doesn't come across that way. Everyone wants to see Dirk stuff.
All right.
Like you could take a picture of a rat on a subway, and everyone would love to see it.
I took pictures of my nephew's wife. Jennifer is like such an incredible hostess, and I did mass early so we could go over to my nephew's place, and her table was beyond exquisite. So I took pictures of it.
Yeah, you're gonna.
I
have
just
to post
couldn't believe the charcuterie, and she had frittatas, and it was just and a beautiful floral arrangement. It was just, I'll start posting that stuff. I'm just
Dirk, I love that you
Instagram.
appreciate that. I love that.
Oh,
you appreciate
God.
that. When I'm hosting and I put in so no, I'm not saying I'm at her level. I haven't seen her work, but I'm just saying when I put in so much effort and I'm just waiting for someone to give it a compliment, I'm like, does anyone like it? No one says it. I mean, Eric will say something, but
you put in
like,
effort.
don't
when
you
have
love
company,
it? I need
put
to invite
effort
gay
out.
men over. Come on, please.
I mean,
Admire my
make
taste.
sure your silverware matches. Make sure the bowls and the plates match. And it's not that big a deal. And a little bit of effort goes a long way when entertaining. We could do a whole show on entertaining.
Maybe we should. Maybe we'll do that next week.
Yeah.
The presentation.
Sure.
You know, all of that stuff.
I've got millions of pictures of us having dinners out on the deck with great bottles of wine and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, but the whole thing about like greeting guests when they arrive,
sure,
you know, taking their coat, you know, offering them a drink while they're standing versus sitting, etc., where to seat the people at the table. I think Michaela knows a lot about this kind of stuff, so we could have a good conversation about it. I'll just show you my watch before we go.
Yeah,
that is the Frollo O'Malley watch, the Venice watch on the bracelet with the Tiffany dial, but you can get it in vermilion red and the royal blue on OisinO'Malley.com, OisinO'MalleyChannel.com.
That's right.
And let's have a look at that book. I can't believe you got a new watch and didn't tell us.
It's fantastic.
It actually looks good, man.
You'll like it when I do a video and you can see it in its full glory.
Yeah, with the real camera.
Making it so muted, the phone camera, and the lighting's not great. But
do you have Vacheron cufflinks on?
No, these are Skull Tuna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not
hey,
quite
Red
that
Shovel, £5. Thanks for shouting out the wrist chick. Like and subscribe. She works hard. She sure does. And so do you, buddy. You're looking great, by the way, pal. Looking
You're
great.
Slaying.
Handsome
You're totally
devil slay. I heard we're not saying slay anymore.
No, I was using it ironically.
The kids were like, you can't say that anymore. I can say whatever I want. Slay.
But as soon as you say that, then they're like, see, you are old.
I know. Is that old? God, slay. Oh boy. Poof.
Yeah, let's do events, holding an event or dinner or a house party or whatever.
Simple entertaining.
How to do it with classes style.
Yeah.
And maybe what watch to wear and what to wear in general, etc. What's appropriate and what's not appropriate.
Yeah, what's not appropriate.
You don't want to do a Jeff Bezos' wife with the bra kind of showing.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because so the guests can take her upstairs.
No.
Yeah, what are you advertising?
What are you advertising?
You know, the thing is when you feel really like sexy, like you feel like you're a sexy woman, if you can't read a room and you have to remind people, hey, I have a rack constantly, it's like I don't think you're at that level of confidence really that's exuding it the way that you think it is.
You know, and if you've got a rack, like, people are gonna know it.
Don't forget, they're gonna notice. Even if you're wearing a form-fitting but like covering shirt, they're gonna notice. It's like, hey, here's my lacy bra and my giant cleavage coming out.
Terrible.
At the the
inauguration.
At the coronation. Yeah, at the inauguration. I know.
So
it's Fox News.
It's okay. It's not like she's been known. I mean, I know she has a career and everything, but now she's just known for that. But whatever, it's up to her. Her choice.
Well, at least when she goes to space with all her girly friends, she wears a tight blue fitting, sexy outfit.
That was so funny. Oh my gosh, we could
do a whole episode of how
and that they're calling themselves. They're like arguing with all their like fans are like criticizing them. They're like, this is not what you think it is. This doesn't feel like a feminist empowering thing. It feels like a bunch of rich people that got a ride to space. Like that's how it feels, and you have to just accept the criticism. But they're arguing because people are saying you're not an astronaut. They're like, we are astronauts. Like, okay, let's just.
Well, myself and Dirk were talking about this the other night. We agreed that it was a Disney ride, basically, and also yes, if 11 minutes gets them that accolade of being astronauts, then I'm a gynecologist. And with that, we are out. I'll see you guys next week. Great show. Guys. Loved it. The winner was JLC, by the way. He came late.